What's up, you guys? Your girl, NiaJ.
And Pamela Nicole.
We are back for another episode of Dynasty Queens. So, you guys, today's episode of Dynasty Queens was brought to us by our official sponsor, Fashion Nova. Make sure y'all click on the link and check out that hot summer fashion. Get your 40% off. And do not forget to click the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Tell them NiaJ sent you. So, we have our lovely guest, Miss Giovonni Thompson,
Miss
in the building today. Welcome, Giovonni.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, hon. Absolutely.
Love to have you. So let's get into it, Giovonni.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, like your background. And we know that you're in like the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. So what all do you do?
I am an entertainment executive, I guess.
Okay.
I'm an entertainment executive. I've been in the business for 18 years. I work with artists, athletes, actors, pretty much everybody.
Nice.
Also work in sports. I own a men's professional basketball team.
Very cool.
And yeah, I'm just outside.
Outside. Okay.
Doing the most. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I did want you to kind of define what a branding expert is, if you in your words. What would that be?
So a branding expert, I mean, what I do for my everyday is I build brands, try to catapult them into being either household names or just really successful entities. So I've been doing branding for about 12 years now. I guess that's my specialty. I guess I love to get into a project in the beginning and then see where, we could take it over a certain period of time. So I love it. I love it.
Fabulous.
Okay, I'm here for it. So I have to mention, we have seen that you have done some work with some famous names in the industry. Mm-hmm. One of them being, Ricky Rose or whatnot, the biggest boss and all that.
Ross.
So what exactly have you done for Rick Ross, and like go into detail about, your partnership with him?
Oh, well, I was doing a concert with him, which I'm still doing a concert, but it got postponed. I've been out of music for a little bit because I was in sports for the last 5 years. So I thought the best way for me to just get back outside is to bring big artists. So Rick Ross was one of the first ones that I am bringing out. And so we had to get it postponed because, people was hating, but the new date is August 19th. So I'm excited to have the biggest boss. Yeah.
So you got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to get it together.
Get those tickets right now, y'all.
Right, get the tickets. Check it out.
So a little bit more. Can you get a little bit more in detail about Boss Frequencies? What is that about?
So Boss Frequencies is a brand that me and my brother came up with. We just wanted to. He's super big on energy, and I'm just kind of just getting into it. He's really big on protecting your energy, putting good energy out there. So
I like that.
The frequency is definitely always everything boss, everything that represents success. So we just want to just put things out there for people just to catch the wave, catch the boss wave, catch the wave of success or just elevation or any of those things. So everything that we're putting out under that brand will be huge events.
For sure.
So we're excited about it.
I love that for you. That's awesome.
I'm here for it too. So I know you kind of a little bit earlier you told us like about, what you do and everything. So give us a little bit of insight on like how exactly you broke your foot into the door. You know what I'm saying? And what was like your first really major like gig that you either, sponsored or booked artists for or, athletes for? What was that opportunity?
So I first got into the business. I started off as a model like a long time ago, when I was about 19 or 20.
Okay.
And after I had my first baby, I started didn't go back to modeling, but I started styling, and that's where it all started in regards to like the relationships and things like that. And so I ended up getting a job at a label as an image consultant.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And with my time there, it just morphed into them offering me a junior A&R position, and then it just kind of blossomed from there in regards to like getting into management and dealing with the artists on a different type of level. So it's been a really cool journey. I'm grateful that I've been able to touch every sector of the entertainment. Yeah. So, it makes me more of a beast, I guess.
Right.
And
yes, ma'am.
I'm here for it.
yeah, so it's cool. I don't know. I guess my first event probably would have had to been Fashion Week or something around that, like something fashion based, I'm going to assume.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that probably one of those shows was probably like one of my first,
So you really just like worked your way up, like from the grassroots to like, you elevated.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
interned.
She's elevation.
Yeah, I interned for so many people. I worked for free. I starved. I did a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Who were some of the folks you like interned for? Like some of the
some designers.
Mm-hmm.
It was
right. Probably
so many people. Oh my God.
She's like, that's back in the day. That's part about what's popping right now.
It was so many people. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even remember, but trust me, I was like in New York laying on my friend's couch, just trying to like figure out what my dream was and stuff like that. My parents, they supported me and stuff. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've literally done every type of internship from production to, fashion or whatever, getting people's coffee, all that stuff, that you have to do. So yeah, whatever it took. And I mean, that was a long time ago, but still, if I'm never in a place where I am not willing to do the work, like even with sometimes having an employees, I can do your job because I've been there. So I'm never like the CEO that like sits back. I'm gonna be, picking up the trash or doing whatever needs to be done or whatever. Cause I never, you should never get away from just being a student in a game. So I always am, if people see me in a certain type of light, they see, the humbleness.
Yeah.
And you're never too big to do, you know what I mean?
Right.
Do
I love
your
that.
part.
I love that
So
too.
You're never too big. And people lose sight of that.
care
Some
what.
CEOs just post back and like, you know what, y'all got it.
Y'all got it. Exactly.
And I get it, but I mean, a lot of CEOs probably share the same type of story, coming up. But just for me, I just want to be an example of something in particular. It's not just necessarily an example of success, but an example of humility, and all of that stuff that I think is important. Yeah, just being super, super relatable. I never want to be out of touch. I'm always in the trenches with my people. Like,
yes, ma'am.
So that's just what it is. So I'm never, that's super important to me. So I love that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to touch on this. I am a basketball fan, of course. I've been from Vegas, so I got to rep my Aces.
Oh, cool.
Great job on that championship, ladies. Great job. But tell me, how did you get into become the CEO of the Monarchs?
So one of my old partners was working with the league, working with the ABA, and he just like presented the opportunity to me. And because I had kind of just did a lot of stuff, I was just like, oh, let me just try to see if I could figure this out.
Hey.
And it worked out. It's really been like a really cool journey. And it was actually something that I felt like I was learning, you know what I mean? Like I've never been in that type of situation before.
Right.
Having to deal with that many people that are under me that I'm literally responsible for, not like coming into somebody else's situation and you're responsible, but like you being responsible to pay them and all of that type of stuff. It really pushed me as a person. It pushed my faith. It pushed a lot of things. So I love it. We'll be back on the court in November.
Hey, let's go.
For it.
Yeah.
So I know you said you've been, in the industry for quite a long time at this point. So if you could give me like a moment that was just like really difficult for you, like an opportunity or some type of event or whatever, you had to put it together. You had to plan it. And it was just like, it seemed like almost impossible to get this accomplished. Do you have anything like that comes to mind over the years?
Yeah, the basketball team, just being in a male dominated industry.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
The men are just like, they become brutal and, the admiration turns into competition at some point. So you gotta be sure to not just be so naive.
Right.
So that was I've learned a lot over the past 4 seasons, and I'm sure going into this 5th season I'm gonna learn some more stuff. But that definitely was hard. women in basketball. We don't have that much representation, especially on the ownership side or on the executive side. There are very few women. So, it was tough. Yeah. It was tough. A lot of people were not trying to see it to fruition, especially if they couldn't necessarily be a part of it.
Agreed.
So I was grateful that going into the first season, I didn't have to ask anybody for anything, so to say, that I was able to, just pave my own way and just focus on that. But men can be brutal. Yeah. I mean, people can be brutal altogether, but it's just, I deal with it all the time. As recent as the Rick Ross concert is,
right.
They're not necessarily, they just don't want to. They want to keep you at a certain space, and I get it.
You got to face that adversity,
Absolutely, keep moving.
I understand.
So we're talking about you've been in here, you've been in the game for a while. What would you say is the best piece of advice you've been given on this journey?
Probably from my mother. My mother really, when I first started working at the label, she was, there were a lot of conversations because that was something that was like new for me. So I got to see like the Jews and like the Black people, how they operate in the music business. And a lot of days were really, really tough.
That's deep.
And I was the only girl in the office. Yeah. So a lot of days were really, really tough. So my mom really just really shifted my mindset as to like why I was doing something and how I was going to do it and what I was going to be committed to. Yeah. So I had to commit myself to integrity like right then, even at the bottom, because on your journey, especially as a woman, it's a lot of opportunities for you to lose your integrity or your dignity. So my mom, made me commit that to myself early on. Right. And so that's something that, really, really stays with me. Yeah. I'm not bending, and I'm the first, I'm always the first one that's like sticking up for women, all of that stuff. And, I go hard on these dudes. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I go hard on these niggas. Like, I really, really do. Yeah. And, I do it so that, when they see me come in the door, I want them to be like a little shivery. Like I want them to second guess like how they gonna, how they're gonna approach me or approach somebody that's attached to me. Right. So that then maybe that will shift their mindset as to how it is that they handle women. So that's just what it is that I'm on. I had wrote a book like last summer, I think it was. Okay. She is King, and it just talks about basically what I just said, just about navigating through navigating through male-dominated industries.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And just like keeping it, trying to keep it together and not, because women.
And you want them to see that kind of like I hear what you're saying, that kind of tough skin. Like you don't want to, you want to keep that,
you want to stay tough, but you also want to be conscious of you being a woman and the power that holds too. So it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So you have to be sure not to exploit either one. Because if you are too tough, then you know what they call you when you're too tough. You're a bitch. You're this, you're that. Right. And then if you are a little too feminine or a little too nice, then now you're a hoe or whatever the case may be. So you gotta
that balance.
That's what my book is about, finding the balance.
She preaching.
One more time. What's the name of your book?
It's called She Is King. You can find it on Amazon.com.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna have to copy me a copy, girl. Yeah. Because I need some of this knowledge you got, because me and her, we experience this in this industry all the time.
Of course.
So just getting some words of wisdom and some feedback is really encouraging. So we're gonna have to try that book out, y'all.
Yes. Go get the book. There's a lot of jewels in there.
Yes. So let me just relate to you on a different platform, mom to mom. Right. I know you're a busy lady, but a beautiful, beautiful baby right here.
Thank you.
How many kids do you have? Actually,
I have 4.
4? Oh, wow.
Okay. 8, ranging from 19 to 2 years old.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's real.
She's busy.
It's very real. Like super real.
Wow.
And how is it, juggling motherhood, being a CEO, being a boss bitch.
Absolutely difficult.
Absolutely difficult.
It's not even. I'm not even about to get up here and act like that I got it all with that. It's hard, especially when it's just you. I'm not married or anything like that, so my focus is, to be able to secure something for me, and then my children. So, it's difficult. It's difficult dealing with kids that need all different needs because they're all in a different age bracket.
Right, exactly.
And all of that type of stuff. Just trying to, get the type of support that you need. I need to go here. I need to fly here. I need to. So it's just like a lot. But I think that I'm working on the balance. I don't know if I'm ever going to find it, but I'm working on it.
There you go. That's all you can do, Mama. That's all you can do.
Right. And we do respect your realness, you know, bringing that to the platform. This, as our viewers know, it is a platform that encourages female empowerment.
Right.
Dynasty Queens. So we want to make sure that we keep that narrative going. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm always going to keep it real because sometimes I feel like the woman empowerment thing is a lot of fluff in there, and we're not necessarily not necessarily preparing women for like what is to come or the real sometimes. Yeah. And it becomes like we prepare them for like the daisies and the sunflowers, and that's not necessarily always the case. So I'm always like, 100%. Girl,
I respect it.
Yeah. Like so.
What words of advice would you give to your younger self? Like when you first stepped into the industry, looking back now, reflective lens.
Really, not to second guess yourself, and really just if you feel it, then you gotta do it. Like, do not allow anybody else to come in and disrupt what it is that's in your heart. So that's really what I would tell myself, because I really feel like, I would have been a lot further if I would have not been so moved by what people thought. You know what I mean? Yes. So it's like now in this time, going into 38, it's like I'm going to get every single thing that I felt like I lost listening to maybe my parents or a man or, a friend that wasn't secure or somebody that wasn't understanding or whatever the case may be, trying to implement their fears on you. So this time, like in this next year, I'm not asking anybody anything. I'm not asking your advice. I'm just doing what it is that I feel like I need to do. And that's what I would tell myself.
Yes, ma'am. All 2023 and later.
Yes,
for sure. Ma'am.
For sure.
I love that.
Well, I also had another question.
Okay.
So who is like your favorite person of influence or artist that you've worked with over the years? Like someone who was like really easy to be like, you know what? I could see myself working with that person again. Like someone who was really
probably my favorite person is Sky Black. His name, he wasn't Sky Black when I had him, but he's an actor now. Okay. And the reason why is he's on like a bunch of Tyler Perry movies and all these movies and stuff. He's on the Queensmen, all the Queensmen, all that stuff. The reason why he is my fave is because we got a real relationship, and he allowed me to come into his career at a vulnerable space.
Oh, okay.
So, I love him. He's like my son. Like, I love him. So I love it when when you get to just see people in like the nitty gritty and you get them to see them to a certain point of success.
Yes.
And when you and they allow you in the space of their process. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have a relationship with a client where they allow you to see those parts because you just may be the publicist or you just may be, you know what I mean, just doing one aspect of it. But he really allowed me to see, and even to this day, even though he is represented by the biggest agency in the world now, he still, will allow me to, just say like, this is what's happening with this and this and that, and this is how it's done, and this is what I'm feeling, and all of that stuff. So I appreciate just the journey of that. All the rest of these clients, I mean,
keeping it real
for real.
I mean, and no shade to nobody, but it's been so many of them. I don't really, but him, that was like 12 years. It's been 12
Yeah.
years. So.
But I'm sure it feels good that you were able to actually pour into somebody and actually, you know, like you said, kind of see their way and see them blossom. It kinda, doesn't it make
I love that
like
part.
to,
like
you know,
I love that part.
It's fulfilling.
Right. Fulfilling.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
You know, that started from the bottom. Now we here.
Literally. Literally.
It's definitely that.
Giovonni, what is like a really memorable moment you have along your journey? What is like probably the best moment, happiest moment you've had on this journey?
I think probably the most memorable like recently was me getting the Hall of Fame for South Jersey. And only because it was crazy that year, which was last year. Was probably my worst year. I lost all this money. I was like going through like depression from losing my baby, like all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I got so many awards during this time. And so it kind of, me getting that Hall of Fame award and getting it so soon, it really like helped. It really like pushed me through like what it was that I was going through, because it allowed me to see the impact of the work that I did do that I couldn't see in the midst of the depression and, you know, all of that stuff. So I think that was really like a super memorable thing, like recently. Because it really moved me and just like got me out of the, you know, out of the funk a little bit. It kind of just started me like, okay, girl, like pull it together.
Reminding you
like,
who
you know
you
what
were.
I mean? It just was like a real strong reminder. And it was just a really, really good night, and just being able to get, you know, so many people that were just coming up that I'd never even met that, you know, appreciated the work that I did in my neighborhood or whatever. So
for sure,
that was like really, really cool.
Can you elaborate on that? Like some of the work that you've done and stuff, like community activism or whatever?
Yeah. So the Monarchs, we always, we do a lot of give back. We have 2 major events every year, which is our celebrity basketball back to school game, where we give out as many book bags as I can buy, which sometimes gets crazy. And all, you know, some of my celebrity friends come out and they support the kids, and it's really, really just a lit situation. And then we do the same thing. We have the Merry Monarchs Christmas, where we provide a Christmas for up to 200 families. So we've done it a different every year. Yeah. The last 2 years we've done the basketball game. We've done like a Christmas game, and then the kids come. We take the train to the projects, all the players, everybody hops in the train. You know, it's just a really decent situation. But everybody, you know, in my neighborhood, you know, they always reach out. I'm always willing to, you know, help whoever helped a bunch of families during the holidays. You know, we just try to be we had the partnership with Mastery, where the players, you know, come do community service there. Just trying to just be present so that the kids could really just see like people, potential role models, where they could just, you know, where they're tangible or whatever. So I'm super excited. We have our, we also do a 6-week summer camp that's free. Okay. In the summer for kids of all ages. Partner with Mastery on that. Yeah. So we do a couple things. I'm outside, so I took a little break, but
she back
I'm willing. Yeah, I'm back outside. Hey. So we're excited about, you know, doing a summer camp this summer, and, you know, just moving forward.
I love that. Like every time we come to Philadelphia, I love just hearing all the like the stories and the good things that you know y'all are bringing to the community, and you know just helping with our with the youth. You know, not just the youth here, but everyone. It really impacts everybody, honestly. So. I commend you for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I think staying grounded is really important. Like once you reach a certain peak or level of success, to be able to, you know, still reach out and realize, hey, I was that kid once before. Exactly. Give them a face and something to relate to, so they can try to come up out of that stuff.
Right.
So I respect it, like wholeheartedly.
You know,
the kids are cool.
Yeah, the kids are cool.
They are cool.
Okay, so what's like one thing that the world does not know about Giovonni?
I don't know. I am I don't know.
Like, you like any certain like activities you do or something that's like not
well,
like,
I love
related?
to dance all the time.
Oh.
Baby people don't know I love to dance. Like, I'm always dancing in the house. Like, I'm always dancing. Like, the kids be over it.
Of course.
I'm always dancing. You know, I just like to have fun. I'm really,
Right.
I just want to try to just stay young and fresh. So.
Yeah, always, all day.
But yeah, I love to dance. Like, that's like
Cool.
my ultimate.
I love that. What do you have planned for next year? What's happening in 2024 with Giovonni? You have any plans coming up?
Next year,
Projects?
I mean, we'll be in full Monarchs Nation mode. So the season starts in November. I took a season off. So it's really, this season coming up is really important. Us coming back and just, dominating and, all of those things. So I'll be in full Monarchs Nation mode. Probably do another concert or two or something like that.
Love it.
We gonna speak that into existence.
Yeah.
Get it out there.
Definitely. I have I just recently signed 3 people from my management firm.
Wonderful.
So I'm super excited about them.
Right.
And I'm just excited about the new stuff that's happening. And just how things are happening. It's super organic this time.
Yeah.
So
Good.
We are super glad that you were able to take some time out of your very busy,
yes,
boss schedule to come
so
with us. Because, like I said, once again, our viewers need this. You know what I'm saying? We're just once again trying to encourage all the women.
Yes.
No matter what
stay
age
encouraged.
Stay encouraged.
Yes.
Don't get discouraged, and you can make it along your journey just like Giovonni did. So don't forget to get her book.
Yes, please get the book. It talks about me being a single mom, all of that stuff, single mom to CEO. Like, you can literally do it. Nothing cheesy, no fluff. Like, you could literally do it. You just focus on just the step that's in front of you.
Right.
Don't focus on the full goal. Just focus on taking one step and then another step and then another step. And before you figure it out, you will be right where you're supposed to be. So,
amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's
to that.
my
like
advice.
Okay.
And is there any social media platforms that we can have our viewers follow you on?
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at GeoSoGlobal and follow my team at the Camden Monarchs. And I just started a business page, Geo Global Management, too.
Very good.
So I need some followers on there, Fred.
Okay. Well, you guys heard it first.
Yes.
We got the official Giovonni Global in the building. So once again, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for
Coming
having
out.
me. This was awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And until next time, it's your girl NiaJ
and Pamela Nicole.
And this is
Dynasty Queens.
Thank you. I appreciate it.